tactic they had, they were unable to stop Jack's vehicle. Even when faced with a hail of bullets, Jack skillfully swerved to dodge the fatal shots. In the end, he sped away, leaving the police behind in a cloud of dust and smoke. Meanwhile, the boyfriend of the world's richest man held an extravagant funeral for him and sorrowfully announced that the launch of River would be postponed indefinitely. Jack's retirement mission had finally come to an end. As for Bianca, she discovered that the mafia boss's assassination carried out from a boat a kilometer away closely resembled Jackal's methods. Determined to investigate, Bianca planned to go to Spain to pursue the case, but her superiors stopped her. They believed too many organizations were involved and didn't want to get entangled in a personal vendetta between gangs. Disagreeing, Bianca immediately submitted her resignation. As she left for the elevator, she ran into the foreign minister. It turned out that River's delay benefited many people, and the foreign minister was no exception. While congratulating her superior, he also took notice of Bianca's unusually active investigation and secretly wanted to eliminate her. However, her superior stopped him, saying Bianca had already resigned and was no longer a threat. At this moment, Jack unexpectedly got into a car accident and his vehicle flipped over. At the same time, his wife's older brother was causing trouble again. After receiving a call from the police station, Jack's wife rushed over to bail her brother out, scolded him harshly, and demanded that he stay away from gangs. When Jack regained consciousness, he was helped by a kind truck driver. After the driver brought Jack to a safe place, he intended to call the police, but Jack immediately pulled out a gun to stop him and hijacked the truck. This scene was accidentally witnessed by nearby residents who quickly called the police. Jack had no time to worry. He drove the truck away in a hurry. He didn't stop until he reached a forest. After quickly bandaging his wounds, he set the truck on fire and pushed it off a cliff. Jack deliberately wore sunglasses to conceal the coldness in his eyes and wore a wedding ring to pretend to be married, hoping to lower strangers' suspicions. He then approached an elderly couple who were camping, faking a hypertension episode and claiming that one of his arms was paralyzed and he couldn't drive. After briefly observing him, the elderly couple agreed to drive him to the nearest hospital. Following Jack's directions, they drove for a while, but the old man eventually realized something was off. The trip that should have taken only 15 minutes had already taken 30. Realizing their suspicion, Jack dropped the act and pointed his gun at the old man, forcing him to keep driving. By this time, Bianca had returned to her family and was enjoying a peaceful life. Her superior unexpectedly showed up and declared that he had the resources to help Bianca continue her investigation. However, due to certain special circumstances, they needed to avoid government scrutiny. Without hesitation, Bianca agreed. Now the pursuit of Jack was no longer part of her job. It had become a personal battle of wits between the two of them. Bianca wanted a clear winner and loser. Since the mission was confidential, only her partner accompanied her to Spain for the investigation. This trip was certain to be a one-way journey. Meanwhile, Jack quickly noticed that the elderly couple he was with had encountered a police checkpoint. Luckily, their car was at the end of the line, so while no one was paying attention, Jack ordered the old man to turn onto a small road on the right. After a brief hesitation, the old man complied. On the way, the old man asked to stop for a smoke. Jack got out and smoked a cigarette with him. The old man tried to negotiate with Jack. He knew Jack wouldn't let them live, but didn't want to miss even the slightest chance of survival. Jack found himself conflicted. He rarely spoke of his parents, good-hearted people who, like this couple, had once helped the wrong person. Moved by compassion, Jack made his decision when he got back in the car. He told the couple they would rest there for the night. Unexpectedly, the old woman suddenly stabbed him in the back with a knife. Jack winced in pain, pulled the knife out, and looked at her in disbelief. Afraid that Jack would retaliate, the old man lunged at him. The cramped space of the car gave Jack little room to react, and the old man managed to pin him down. Jack was completely enraged. He fought back and stabbed the old man. Seeing her husband stabbed, the old woman was overwhelmed with regret. And so Jack sent the couple to the afterlife, but that had never been his original intention. Afterward, Jack called his wife, wanting to invite her to move with him to a beautiful new city. Though he was a top assassin who could endure one shock after another, the moment he heard his wife's voice, Jackal couldn't hold back his tears. In that moment, he realized how much he truly hated a life of killing. His wife heard the vulnerability in his voice and gently told him to come home so they could talk. Jack